All right, guys, here we go. Before you install mesh, which is a play everyone should have in their offense, you got to have a couple running plays in your offense. So if you haven't put that in first. Then when you get to putting in pass concepts, I would probably start with mesh. You see we're running this at a bunch formation here, but the basic concept of the play is my outside receiver is running a shallow drag, my outside receiver is running a shallow drag, my inside receiver is running a corner, my inside receiver is running a corner, and then my center, depending on the down distance situation, is either running a hitch or he could, if you're running cover 2, run a seam. So here we have good and bad of the mesh play. You can see that my drag routes have stopped. I don't really want that. I want them running all the way to the sideline, all the way to the sideline. My corners have done a good job clearing out. This is an open receiver. This is a wide open receiver. And as you can see from my center here, he's going to keep kind of sinking and we're all wide open. Touchdown. Let's watch the next play. This play, my receivers do a much better job. So my outside receivers clear out all the way. We run the corner, and then my center is right down the middle. So again, I don't want you to get too deep into we're running certain plays against certain defenses, but I will say this. If they're running man-to-man, we'll see in a second, mesh is a great play. It's very hard for someone in man-to-man coverage to work all the way through traffic and stay with their receivers, right? It's also impossible, basically, in cover 2. If you have a corner and a corner, you see here, the center wide open, right? This is a beautiful thing to see as a quarterback. My safeties ran with the corner route, they ran with the corner route, and we're dancing in the end zone. Okay, great. Now here we are in a goal line situation, running mesh again. Obviously we're wide open here for a touchdown. Let's start from the beginning. Keep in mind, please, that you can run mesh out of spread, right? You can have 2 receivers wide out, 2 receivers wide out. You're seeing all examples of them running bunch right now, but it's just as easy to run mesh from spread. Okay, they're in man-to-man defense here, and you're going to see this receiver is going to come up and get open. He's open because he's a good receiver, and we're in man-to-man defense, but also watch him push forward and then break out. This is actually a beautiful route by this kid. Let's just watch that one more time, right? Look at this receiver. This is great route running. He's man-to-man with this guy. He's pushing vertical. He gets the cornerback on his heels. He's looking inside and then breaks out. That's touchdown all day. Okay, here's another great example of the exact same thing. If they're running man-to-man and goal line and you're running mesh, you're going to have your pick of what to do here, right? So before we even look at who scored a touchdown, let's look at this outside man right here. He's running a crossing route with this other guy's running a crossing route here. It's a natural pick play, not an illegal play. It's a natural pick play, and boom, look at him right here. He's got all day. Luckily, this receiver on the back side, on the front side of the play, right, he's doing the same thing we talked about earlier. Push vertical. That's the rule of all of our routes. Push vertical, get the corner on his heels, then break out for the corner. Now, all that's left is the celebrating, which we'd like to do in minimal effect. I'll hear a couple more things I'm going to say about mesh. The first is this. You should just have a hand signal for mesh. So if you're in a 2-minute situation, you're in a hurry-up situation, you can just call mesh, mesh, mesh. The kids know the play, simple rules, so you can run it. The thing I would just point out here is like, here's a simple check down play. He's wide open on the drag. He gets the drag, miss a flag, and he cuts downfield, gets a lot of yards, right? We need to keep in mind that they're not all going to be home run balls. If you get the ball in a kid's hands, this is the core of the West Coast offense. Get the ball in someone's hands, make them make a play in space. Great. And then the last thing I'd just say is this. There's a lot of gamesmanship to be played with this center. On the default option for my mesh, I'd have him running a hitch, right? But have him run a hitch, and then maybe one time, especially if you see they're in cover 2 like this, right? Just send him on a streak down the field. Or have him run a stop and go. Because this middle of the field is often wide open when we're running it.